Brian, what you think about? Let me ask you this: what position does Tyreek Sap play, and what do you think of him? Like, what's your report on him? He's the defensive lineman, we'll call him from Florida.
They're just stacked in there. That third round, they're all just stacked in there. I wasn't going to add another guy. I was trying to determine, is Sapp better than Overton or Dennis Sutton or Yakis Moore? I couldn't get him into that. I even couldn't get him into that group. Mm-hmm. I've got him down in the fourth round. I have him as an edge. He might be a guy as I'm working through the draft that all of a sudden there's guys that slide. And he very much could be that type of guy that when it's all said and done, in the third round, and the next thing I know, I look up, he's in the fifth round. But let me get you to my notes on that. You're right about where to play. I was watching him in the Texas A&M game. I was watching him in the Georgia game. I said this to start off with, VOCH. I said, is this another one of those defensive linemen who you wonder if the scheme really hurts them as a player?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I went back and watched some of the stuff from the Senior Bowl just to see if being two-gap guy and not really get – but you could see in the Senior Bowl he still plays, even though they're asking him to get up the field, he still plays with that hesitancy. Yeah. I hope I'm using the right word there, but he usually plays I think he's a true defensive end, but he'll play reduced. And I mean reduced, he'll play inside the tight end, he'll play inside the tackle. He plays in a 4-point stance. His hands go inside. He works to control the blocker, the hand placement, the control, everything's but he's like a 5-technique two-gapper. And so you're like, okay, first step, quickness is marginal at best. Is that because of the scheme? But you watch him in the Senior Bowl, it doesn't look like he's really coming off the ball there either. Yeah. So I don't think his stance really helps him as a pass rusher. I think it's just hard for him to get a lot of pressure on the blocker. He's not a twitchy guy. He doesn't change directions all that well. I wonder if he might be a defensive tackle. The 6'3", 272. I just don't see explosive guy on the edge. He had 8 sacks in 24, but 2 sacks in 25. My last line of my thing is I'm really not sure where to play this guy. Yeah. So last line of my notes. So I have him buried in the fourth round. It's probably unfortunate to him, but I wonder if he's one of these guys. Tyreek Sap, Florida. I wonder if the scheme at Florida hurt his ability as a defensive lineman, because as this current form of how he's playing, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. If you're expecting a twitchy, attack the edge kind of a guy, this guy's not one of those.
Brian, I think he did a decent job versus the run.
Yeah.
Stacking and shedding, punching, extending, two-gapping a little bit. But I think that's kind of where it ended for me.
Yeah.
Brian, I think he's either going to be like an odd front end.
Yeah.
Playing 5 or like 4-eye.
Head up, extend, look, find the ball. Yeah.
Or he's going to be like an even front 3-tech.
Yeah.
I'm very curious what he would look like if he was trained to get upfield. I feel like he's athletic, Brian. Combine's coming up. We'll find out. But you're right. A lot of his job was kind of reacting, and his feet weren't always moving. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? I wonder if you take him and make him attack, what would that look like? Unfortunately, I don't know what that looks like.
I don't know what it looks like either right
now. So I could just go based on what I see, Brian. And I just see a guy that stands guys up pretty well. He has decent vision finding the running back. Like if he's stacking and shit, he'll find the run. He'll go over there. But as of how it's currently constructed, he's a 2-down player. Yeah. For me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a good feel for when Florida decides to put him in B-gap or line him up outside in T-gap, Brian, because sometimes it's run down, sometimes it's not. You know what I mean? You would think, because the normal rule is if you play edge on first and second, you rush from B-gap. And sometimes he's playing a running B gap,
Yeah.
or he's rushing from the 5 or the 7. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. He doesn't seem to have issues with awareness, but I'm more concerned about his ability to get off blocks.
Yeah.
I do think he'll get stuck on blocks sometimes. As a pass rusher, Brian, he's bona fide run down the middle you guy. Mm-hmm. He's run down the middle guy. He doesn't really have a
I don't think
plan.
his stance helps him. I know I said this, that 4-point stance that he plays in, trying to rush. And
doing
then,
the Mozzie thing.
yeah, but in the Senior Bowl, you saw kind of a little bit wider
Stagger
technique,
stance, yeah.
and then but like you said, he's going down, running down the middle of guys.
Yeah. So, Brian, how I kind of got it laid out here, I didn't want to put him in the 3s because I think all those guys do something noticeably well.
Mm-hmm.
At the top of my 4th round, guys, I got Gabe Jacques.
Yeah.
I got Danny Dennis Smith as my 2nd, 4th round guy, and I got Sapp after him.
I need to separate all those guys. They're stacked in there too much, and I'm like, okay, those guys are all 4th round players. Everybody you mentioned right there is a 4th round player.
Yeah, what I might do is add a piece to my board for the outside rusher guys versus the hand down kind of guys. I mean, you can keep them all the same because they're probably going to do both on the next level or whatever, Brian. But Sapp, man, Sapp could be a guy that's good in 4 years if he goes to the right system. Mm-hmm. I just can't vouch for that because I can't see it right now.
I can't see it right now either. I do not have a very good vision for this player at all.
And it could be coaching at Florida because Caleb Banks.
That's exactly what I said.
Because Caleb Banks don't know what the fuck to do neither.
That's what I was wondering. I wonder if the scheme is kind of hurting these guys, the evaluation. Maybe I'm looking for an explosive up the field guy. He did have the 8 sacks. Okay, Brian, get on your horse and go back in 2024 and look at some tape and see why. Yeah. But this current player, the way he is built more for that 3-4, just play the run, occasional pass rush guy. This is not some of the edge rushers that we're talking about at the top of this board, like the Messidors, the Howells, the Heights, the Mason Thomas guys. This is not.
You have him in the 4?
Yeah, I do have him in the 4th.
Let me ask you this: is he a 5 for real?
5th round guy?
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
I'll tell you what I did. You mentioned about being a coward.
Yep.
And I'm not window dressing this thing, but in my heart, I was trying to figure him out, and I put him in the 4th round to hopefully figure him out. And I'm going to say what's going to happen is he's going to drop to the 5th.